All right, so we got a little bit of a Christmas project going on here. You guys have been watching our videos this summer, and you know that one of the things I hate about the Can-Am machine is the cheap ass body they put on these things. This plastic came out of China, I guess. Every time we take this thing out on the trail, something breaks on it. And the most recent thing that snapped was the floorboards in here. So you can see how all this down through here just broke. It just literally broke right off. So I got him a set of the Lucky 7 Motorsports floorboards for Christmas. Those are made out of steel and will eliminate this problem. So he's already got the side plastics off on this side. Now all we got to do is get down in here and take these bolts out of the floorboard. And there's some rivets or bolts or something up in here. Some more up on the front. And then this whole thing should slide out, hopefully. Okay guys, so we got this side over here done. We did put the optional engine plate on there. He opted for the white background on the logo there, which you can see they do down here also. But it took a while to figure out how to actually fit this thing in here. Once we figured out how it all fits together and where things are supposed to go, then we got it bolted down. You notice that on these bolts I ended up turning them upside down. The instructions are really vague. They do have a picture of this in there, but you know, this just makes it a little bit better for your boot to sit down on here. One thing we didn't realize is that you can't use the factory foot peg, so have to get some kind of aftermarket foot peg to put on here, I guess, but it's in there. Now if we can get the side plastic to fit back on there, I guess we'll be lucky. Because this has been quite a project, to say the least. We've moved on to this other side over here now. Taking off the foot peg. This side should be easier because you don't have a brake pedal to move around or fit things around, and we're not doing a side plate. So in theory, it should be a little easier. One of those plastic tabs did break off the front plastic up there when we were popping it free, but thankfully we don't need those anymore anyway. I'm telling you, man, the plastics on these Can-Ams are just so brittle. All right, now we're down to the point where we can clean this up a little bit, start popping the new one in, and get it bolted down. We're going to reuse the factory hardware that he just took out. We're going to flip them upside down and reuse those here. And then up here in the fronts, you end up having to drill with a 1/4-inch bit. You got to put 3 holes up there, 2 back here, and they give you hardware to put in there to secure that one. So that works out pretty good. Let's see if it fits. Finally got it all done. Not gonna lie, it was a pain in the you know what. But we got it done. These things are just so brittle. In the process of taking one of them off, we just totally trashed it, but thankfully it doesn't matter because we got the new ones. But they're on there. The fitment isn't super awesome, but it works. But you know, you can see how, well, maybe you can't see it, but some of this stuff doesn't line up real well, and I think it's just because the actual steel floorboard needed to be bent upward a little bit. But I mean, it works, and it's a whole lot sturdier than that plastic that was on there. So all he has to do now is get some aftermarket foot pegs, and I guess we'll be ready to rock. But they look pretty good, don't they? I mean, it's a lot better than those cheap plastic ones, that's for sure. I mean, they're real sturdy, so that's good. Yeah, it's really a shame that the body on those Can-Am machines is such junk, but you know, it is what it is. I think when you buy a Can-Am, you're buying an engine is basically what you're doing. It kind of reminds me of what guys used to say about the old heavy-duty Dodge pickups with the Cummins diesel. They said if you bought one of those trucks, you were basically buying the Cummins diesel engine, right? Because the truck was junk and it was going to fall apart around the engine over time. Kind of how a Can-Am is, you know. You're buying that sweet V-twin engine. And but thankfully the aftermarket is always there to kind of help us out and make some products that can replace, you know, some of the stuff that falls apart. So if you got one of these Can-Am machines and you're having the same trouble, check out Lucky 7. I'm not sponsored by them. I bought all this stuff out of my own pocket, but so far my son really likes this Lucky 7 stuff that we've put on there. We got the radiator relocate kit and obviously now the floorboards. So I guess we will move on to try and find him some foot pegs, and then we got to find some better tires for that thing because his tires are just about shot. So you know, I'm going to be looking to see what kind of tires we want to put on it next. He wants something really aggressive for the mud, so we'll see. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. As always, we'll talk to you later.